Hey, fellow riblets, it's me, Tom from Target Prime Rib. How you guys doing? Um, I started at 1 today because I actually went and got myself my blood work done, which I wasn't going to do, which I was going to wait until Thursday to get it due on the 10th. But something told me, hey, you know what? Get it done now. Um, so I see people are already talking. See, Rick is here. Hello, Rick. And uh, Rockin' Keto, Amy. Hello, Amy. Doing? And I saw Granny Boo before. So hello, Granny Boo. If you guys are still here, hello. So so a lot went on today in the early morning. I actually, like I said, just got my blood work done. I will be putting out a video with it, but I'm waiting for the results because you might as well see a video like that and have the end be the results, correct? So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. And there might even be more. So, stay tuned, hopefully, and just hopefully, and Rick, email me of when would be the best day for you, and we'll try to work it in. I'm going to try doing them every week. So, hello, JC, how you doing? And Sandy, how you doing? So I originally was going to do my blood work on the 10th, and I was going to fast from I fasted 24 hours. I from Saturday at 7 p.m. to Sunday at 7 p.m. and then I was watching something. I don't know what exactly it was. I was watching something and it dawned on me. I'm like, why can't I have my blood work done now? Let's get it over with. Let's it's been, I don't need to wait until the 10th. Um, I could do it now. I mean, there's no big deal. So I had, and the reason why I ate was because I still need to fast. But a few doctors have suggested that yes, you fast, but no more than like 14 hours. Okay, Rick. Um, no more than 14, no more than 14 hours before. Um, you actually get your blood work done. So since I just did a 24-hour fast, I figure it's better for me to eat at 7. And then since I wasn't getting my blood work done until 8 o'clock in the morning, that would have been at least 13 hours of me of before I ate. So I pretty much had nothing. The only thing I had was some water, and that's it. I apologize, people. I will be having a cough. I am feeling my my temperature was a little high, at least for me. Normally I have low grade temperatures like 96.5. It's usually my norm, but today it's 99.1. So it's a little bit higher than normal. And you know, a few people think, and I can't help but think it. Unfortunately, things happen. I haven't been out of the state even in such a long time that it might be from traveling to Boston. Uh, don't forget I took the train and everything like that. So who knows who was on the train? And if anybody had any, even a short ride's going to probably cause some issues. So, um, oh, I will. I will, Amy. Don't worry about that. I mean, I feel great. I was able to do everything I did. I did the blood work, And then I went to Walmart after, and I got some really good meats. So, including like about this long, a lamb breast. So, I think that's going to last me a few meals. I don't really have that problem with throwing up or anything like that. At least, hopefully, not yet. Um, I I just have a sore throat. I have a really bad cough, and it's just very problematic. Thank you. Yeah, I like to wear the different shirts and everything. So wish me luck. But I actually emailed Chris Cookie Nashville, and there might be a good chance that I might be able to interview him sometime in August. So wish me luck on that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Him and Ashley, and I'm looking very very much forward to that. I also messaged Alia that if Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Nelson, or Alia herself would like to come on and be interviewed on a reverse interview. Obviously, be a little different with two doctors, not just a regular person. Um, you know, I mean, obviously, obviously people are just starting out, it's going to be different than people who've been doing it for a while. So, thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. And there's still other people I like to interview that I think. Well, let's look here. I just looked at my email. Okay, so Ashley wrote me back and she just said, "Hey Thomas, thank you very much for the invite. Let me know what day and time you have open in August, and I will see if Chris and I can make that work with our schedule. If not, I'll look further ahead, and we can figure something else out. You rock." So that's pretty nice. That was from Ashley. Ash, hello, Dustin. How you doing? And of course, that invitation goes to you too, Dustin. I don't have your email or anything like that, but if anybody wants to, if any of you guys would be interested in doing the interview process, set it up. I'm trying to do every what you call it. I'm trying to do it every two on the Tuesdays, preferably at around like 2 o'clock my time. So you know, that would be really cool. Um, I think everybody that I have on is awesome. I love the interview I did with Lexi. Not that I'm not saying I love myself with it. I just love the fact that she was on there, and that you know, and that people liked seeing her. Um, my next interview is going to be actually this Thursday. Normally I would do these on Tuesday, but due to a schedule conflict, we actually scheduled it because I had a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. So that's not very normal. So we rescheduled for Thursday, but Erin Booby Goats is going to be on the 10th. And then following her is going to be Alyssa, Coach Alyssa from SBG. You might know her as Miss E, but she doesn't really put out her channel too much. Yes, and Rick, you're absolutely right. On the 22nd will be Carrie Mann. So I hope that you guys come to see that, and and go from there. All right. So, ah, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Rick. I don't think any of us are really in Carrie's inner circle, unless you're Adam, Lynn, or one of them. You know, but I actually like both of you. I like you, and I like Carrie, both of you, the same. So, all right. So, well, that's pretty good. So I'm going to put in the link. We seemed to have pretty good luck last time. So I'll put in the link, and if anybody wants to come on and say hello, again, this is not an interview process. This is just us talking and just being respectful of each other, and just remembering that that you're on a different channel, and just be respect. Like I said, just be respectful and don't overpower other people. That's all I ask. And um, other than that, exactly, Rick. Remember to be social, not dominant. You know. Okay, no problem, Rock and Amy. Hello, Tanya. Third cup of coffee already. You've been up since 6 a.m. I can. It's not my third cup of coffee. I only had one cup today, but I can beat you. I've been up since 4:30. So yes, I agree, Rick. Okay, if you guys will excuse me for 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, just talk amongst yourselves. Sorry about that, guys. So I see that Rick only likes a few things. Dustin. I hope you guys didn't miss me too much. So just in case anybody tried to get on, but since I was gone, I didn't see it. I will repost the link in the chat. You're always welcome, Rick. You're always welcome. Yeah, I don't know why so many people are shy. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I'll be honest, I went to go to the bathroom. I couldn't hold it. And unfortunately, my toilet wouldn't flush. So I was dealing with that. So, life, even on carnivore. Hey, Aaron, how we doing? Can't wait for Thursday. That's because Milton wants to come on and he wants to talk. Yeah, I can believe it. I don't even have to look up to see who wrote the wearing no teeth and wearing a nightie. So yeah, probably Tanya. I mean, for me this time, I think it was because it's connected to the throat thing, and I did add butter back into my diet. And the thing is I still think it's a little problematic for me because even though I have it cold, by the time I get to the last few bites, it's like half the stick even. It gets pretty rendered, and even though I don't put it with the steak or the hamburger meat, I actually do it separately and add it each time. But still, so I think just finding some way of keeping it cold. So I was actually thinking of just getting a special plate that can be put in the doesn't have to be anything, but that just can be held in the freezer, and and then you just pull it out when you're going to do the butter and to keep the butter cold. Kind of like a hot plate, but instead of cold plate. So I got my blood work done today, and unfortunately, I won't find out what the results are. So hopefully, it's going to be tomorrow. And as soon as it comes out, I just did a video, but I didn't finish it up and I didn't send it out yet. And want to send it with the ending results of the blood work. And in realm of not doing lives every day, I'm actually going to skip tomorrow and Wednesday. I got a few things on the plate, and I am doing the coaching course for Dr. Kiltz, and there's I probably did a little overkill on the reading, but I still need to finish what is. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm in a 1980s film anymore. You get to see all my horrible complexion and everything. And if I have the hat off, you get to see like my balding head. Actually, you know what though? Right in this area here, I'm actually getting more hair. So I don't know if it's just something that I see. Um, but as time goes on, we'll find out. You know, because I think that a lot of times baldness, especially when you're diabetic, can come from the nerve. And just like you get neuropathy throughout the extremities, I think that the nerve is connected to for hair loss. And as I correct the nerves in my body, I think that I might be reactivating some hair follicles. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wishful thinking, but I think that's a lot more realistic than me expecting my toes to grow back. So I'd rather think that that's going to happen more than my toes. So you know, I guess better to have partial disappointment than to have really bad disappointment. So okay, so I forget who it was on kilts today, or was it Mitch? No, I missed. No, I didn't miss kilts. I did the whole thing for kilts. Okay, so I want you guys to put in the chats, and I'm going to write it down. Oh, it was Juliet. I'm going to write it down. Okay, on here, and then not that we're going to win anything, but I want you guys to each tell me what you think my A1C is going to be. It was 7.4 or 7.6. I'm sorry, 7.6. All right. What do you think my new number is going to be? Hopefully, you won't think it's higher, but just give me a number and we'll see who's closest to it. All right. Over under who is closest by, at least 1 point. Okay. So, and be gentle because you know how slow I am when it comes to chats. Okay, 6.2. Sandy. I like that. 6.4. Tanya. Okay. 5.3. Dustin. I hope, but even I doubt that. Yes, you can drink Topo Chico and Carnivore. Papa Carnivore and Carrie Man drink it all the time. That's how I found out about it. All it is sparkling water. There's nothing in it. We're talking about what my new A1C number is going to be after I just got my blood work done, Dustin. It's my treat. Oh, well, I would actually put it, but here is Rick.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, unfortunately, unlike Mitch, I don't have a duck call, so I can't.
Oh, no
Can't put that
problem.
out.
I told you I was dealing with a little bit of distraction here.
That's not a little bit of distraction. That's a major distraction. But So what do you think? What do you think my A1C is going to be, and the new number?
Uh, it's hard to say because what was it last time? 7 something?
It was 7.6.
Yeah, 7.6. So I would think, what has it been, a month?
3 months.
Oh, 3 months. So it might be in the 5 point something range by now. I would say somewhere between
Okay.
5.5 and 6.3.
I'm going to just say 5.5, and we'll go from there.
There you go.
Um, what does Milton say? What does he think it is?
Hey, Milton, what do you think? Say something. Huh?
He's like, I don't give a shit.
I love Milton.
Yeah, Milton's cool. I'm telling you, he should do his own talk show.
He might.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see Milton being like Ed McMahon, and you'd be like Johnny Carson.
Yeah, you remember that?
Oh God, yeah. Unfortunately, yes, I do. That's when the Tonight Show was really good. I thought.
Yep. Johnny Carson with all his jokes.
So, okay. So I'm, I'm a little slow today because of the stupid throat.
Well,
Trying
it's
to keep
never
myself.
it's never fun when you get sick. And I've had people tell me, "Oh, if you go carnivore, you'll never get sick again." And I laugh at them because, as you know, I
Yeah.
get sick about 3 times out of the year. But the longer you do it, I think it'll be better. I used to get a lot of sore throats as a kid. I haven't gotten any since a teenager.
Yeah. Excuse me. Um. Yeah, I agree. And I think as much as I enjoyed myself because I did, immensely at the Boston meetup. The fact is, I've never been out of the state, even out of my town, even practically out of my house in almost like 3 years. So, I think going on the train and everything like that obviously could cause some issues when it comes to bacteria and germs. So I probably caught something from somebody, you know, on either the subway or the train.
That makes sense because you're around so many people in an enclosed space. It's only a matter of time before you get something. Plus, you're still in the recovery process. You're not 100%, you
Yeah,
know, benefiting from the diet. Yeah, you're working
yeah,
on it.
yeah. My immune system is still a little whacked out. It's
Exactly.
better, but it's still a little whacked out. Which is probably why I had to use the bathroom break now and everything. It's not the same bathroom break that I had before. The only problem is like lately, I every time I flush, it doesn't go down, so I had to like plunge it and then flush it again.
Hmm.
So I think I might know why it's doing that, but unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. So I just have to deal with it and just try to fix the problem. You
I've
know,
had customers that had that problem. It's 'cause somebody dropped a toothbrush in the toilet or some other object that stays in there. So it could be
yeah.
anything.
Well, I'm not going to say too much about it, but let me just put it this way: the flushable wipes. If that
Hmm.
gives you a clue of what I think it is.
Ah, I know what you mean. I've had customers with those silly baby wipes. Those things are a disaster.
Well, if you think about it, marketing wise, like on the product, it says flushable. So obviously, some people are going to think this is flushable, and they're not. And not everybody understands that. Even if a plumber does tell you not to do it, it's.
Well, the
I
thing
mean,
is, like,
that's the only thing I can think of that would clog the pipes.
yeah, I mean, it could be anything because I know in my case, when I was a kid, my parents' house, we had some problems with the drain and it kept getting stuck all the time. And
Mm.
I, using a little scientific method, I used air pressure to try to blow it out. Well, I almost blew the water in a geyser in the bathroom. But when that happened, a toothbrush came out. And every time you put toilet paper in there, would catch the toothbrush, it would back up. And then we had to plunger it. And my mom said, "Well, you got to go in there and pump the poop again." So we're there plunging that thing, and it was all from a toothbrush.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a toothbrush, but obviously, it's not my toothbrush because I still have it. So, yeah. Because believe me, if it was that, I would not have it. Sorry about that. Muting myself so I don't
That's
give
good.
anybody else sick. So I
Milton,
see Lash just joined the chats. So hello,
all
Lash.
right. You'll be interviewing him too.
Yes, on the 29th, I'm going to be interviewing him, and then um, I have to contact Ashley again, and Lash and Ash. I have to contact her again and set up a date in August. If that doesn't work for them, then I guess it would be September or something like that.
Yeah,
So
you mean Chris and
Chris
Ashley.
in Nashville and Ashley, yeah.
Yeah, aren't they great? They're a great channel.
Oh God, I saw their live today, and I was like, it was a last minute look finding, but it just came up. But I'm like, hey, I already asked Carrie, and I was pretty lucky with him. And the only way I'm going to be able to get any other people on is to ask them. So I decided to ask them, and they're like, yeah, just send us an email. So I did, and and then I also asked Alia if, because I remember Dr. Kilt saying the other day that he'd love to be doing interviews on other people's channels because they support each other. So I thought, you know what? I'll just message. I didn't email her or text. I just messaged her on, the Mighty Tribe thing, and and it said like if I'd love to have either you, Dr. Kilt or Dr. Nelson on to tell your story as well, and they can talk about whatever they want. I'm not looking for you to give I'm not looking for them to give doctor advice, just tell your story, you know, and everything. Because I think the more we tell our stories, the more it's going to blossom.
I was pretty impressed that one of my subscribers who had never heard about Mitch before actually subscribed to his channel. I didn't realize there was anybody in my group that didn't know about him. So you never know. You may have somebody that doesn't know about the other channels.
That's true. That's very true. Um, yeah, actually, there was a lady that I saw, but she disappeared. A Mary M. Because I look at my lives on YouTube, like to see if anybody like kind of like said anything before the um the live even comes on. And there was a lady named Mary M that said, "Oh, I'm first."
Hmm.
And so I figured I'd check out her channel, and she does this really funny thing where she's like, "I'm freaking thirsty. I just gardened all day," and then she like drinks a bottle of scotch. And just the way she did, like she was like this like really little old like like Mama Clampett type thing. And it was just funny.
You,
But she
Milton
disappeared after a while for some reason.
Milton
So
has fallen asleep.
of course that's what cats sleep like about 85% of the time. So you know,
He's so
that's that's
cute.
that's why it's like okay, I'm awake now. That's why they get so shocked when you scare them.
Well, he's just got his head down and spread out. It's so cute.
That's cool. That's cool. So I don't know if you got the email or not, but Ali is saying for people to come on a second time on for 6 a.m. So I scheduled for the 19th of September for myself to come on. So
Oh,
hopefully that will work out. Hello, Lewis. Um, because I would have done it on the 20th, but the 20th is a Saturday. So reason why I picked the 19th that was available is because the 20th is my birthday. So I figure
ah,
what a great birthday gift and to be on with Kilt and Ollie and Dr. Nelson.
there you go. Well, this Saturday will be 18 years since I first went on YouTube. So I
Well,
guess
that's
that's an
good.
anniversary as well.
Yeah. We got to celebrate all the anniversaries, no matter how big or small, because, it's those achievements that help us go get even further.
I
Like some people might look at my 6 months as like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I've been on it for 3 years. I've been on it for. So 6 months is nothing. But I look at it as a big thing. Now, will I look at my 1 year as a pretty big thing? Yeah, I will. But 6 months is a big achievement. In my opinion.
6 months away from the duck food is great.
Yeah. 5 suggestions for new carnivores and go. That's what Amy just wrote.
Really?
So yeah. So Amy's giving us an assignment.
Huh. Where is that?
Oh,
Let's see.
I don't know if I have
Where's-
Mitch's channel. Can someone post it? Um, yeah, just give me a couple seconds. Um, I'm going to actually disappear from the screen. You'll see me, but I won't see you. So you can do faces at me and everything like that, Rick. Because unfortunately, I'd be the only one that can actually post anything on here in that kind of contents, you know. So, well, Sandy made it easy by just saying what it is. I'm going a little bit more difficult in actually going to post the actual thing. The only person who could probably figure out how to do it instead of me, besides me, is probably Lewis, because Lewis is the computer king. Lewis is the only person I know that comes up with stuff even before you ask it. That was a joke, by the way. Now, Lewis might actually be in the waiting room. I would not know. No, he's not. Okay. All right. I just posted it, Amy, so you can get right to the link. So it should actually come up linkable for you. Oh, that's no problem. Oh, that's right. I was like going to say I thought that everything was let out, but you're not doing. That's fine, Lewis. You're always welcome, but we're still going to talk about you.
Ouch. Bad kitty. Oh my goodness. You're too friendly.
Well, that's cool. 9 months. That's definitely no small feat.
Powerful cat. What a cutie. Sweet cat.
So, as I said before, my 1 year anniversary is going to fall on January 1st.
It's easy to remember.
So, yeah. So, well, I did it because I figured new year, new me. And I also, yeah, in retrospect, it was another reason why is because it's easy to remember. So so I guess I'm obligated to do something really huge on my channel on that
Ah,
day.
I don't even know the day I started. I'll never find out.
Yeah, it's probably just blended now. Like as soon as the New Year's comes out, you know. Well, you know what, Zandy? We all cheat every once. Well, maybe not all of us. I'm sure the guy next to me doesn't really cheat that much, if he does at all.
I'll
But
cheat with a tomahawk steak.
yeah, that's your cheat. Okay. Well, you putting some like paprika on it or something? Is that your?
No, no, no,
Um,
no. Why would I
yeah.
put duck food on my delicious steak?
I just thinking of some kind of spice. I was going to say cinnamon. I'm like, why would you put cinnamon on? You know.
I never understood the need for spices. I always thought that was so Columbus they could put
Hey, man.
spices on duck food and let people eat it. You don't have to spice real food. It's just good naturally.
Yeah, I agree. I used to put stuff on certain things, but to be honest with you, I didn't really spice my meat that much. The only thing I might have spiced up was maybe some like if I did some chicken breast or something like that, I'd put like either like like chili powder or something like that, or um, and I would put like paprika on my eggs. Again, with just some chili powder, but then I just started putting like hot sauce on it. I didn't even like do the paprika. I just was like, okay, you know what? I'll just do Frank's hot sauce, because it has like lowest carb count. It's like near zero. So compared to ketchup, it's a lot better. You know, which that would be disgusting. Ketchup on deviled eggs would not be
If
too good. You know.
I know people that put
Now there are
ketchup
people who
on
probably
rice.
like it, but I wouldn't. What was
I
that?
know
I'm
people.
sorry.
I know people that put ketchup on rice. It's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, I put ketchup on like chicken and scrambled eggs and stuff like that. But
Ew.
but I was a kid. Like everything was ketchup. But yeah, rice, no. That's. But I was kind of very weird. Like I used to like a lot of people like will eat like pancakes with like put the eggs on the pancake and eat it with the syrup. And I do not like syrup and eggs, so I never did that with pancakes because I like syrup on my pancakes. Now I don't have pancakes anymore. I'm sure I could try the carnivore pancakes, but I just haven't done so.
I never understood why people like pancakes. They're nasty.
Well, it's nothing but dough.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Just have more eggs. It's better.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
an omelet.
I mean, I know Aaron does the chaffles, and I've made the joke before. Like, if you don't have a waffle iron, can I have chan cakes instead? You know.
There
And,
you
and
go.
I think when I ask that question, I think everybody I ask it to like kind of like rolls the eyes behind their head to think about that. Like, oh, I guess you could. I don't know.
Exactly.
Like I just never thought about it. We just got the special waffle iron. Never
Well,
thought you could just do pancakes.
the interesting thing, and that's one of the reasons I like the Chris Cooking Nashville channel, is because they come up with all these good alternatives to duck food to make simulated duck food using real food. And I have stuff like that. I have toasters, I have no use for them. Waffle iron, I have no use for them. Blenders, I have all this kitchen crap that I never use. So it'd be kind of nice to try out some of the Chris Cooking Nashville recipes for my friends. And the next time they come over, they don't feel like they're getting a piece of meat thrown in front of them and some water.
Yeah. So to answer Amy's question, is hot sauce allowed? Technically, it's not carnivore. However, like I said, it's pretty low carb, and I use it to help me increase my food intake, especially when I was priming. You do whatever helps. Like if you just do a small cheat, a small thing, to allow you to eat more of the good thing, then I don't see anything wrong with that. And a lot of people probably don't. Some people probably do, but I don't care about those people. So not to be mean, but I mean, they can do whatever they want to do, and um, yeah, I don't get on the scale very often either, Sandy. I actually did get up today when I went to Walmart, and you'll see in the next video. I actually shop for some meats, and finally, I got a ribeye. So I'm a little disappointed though because it was pretty tiny. So I got two of them, but for the cost it was, I was like, I don't know if I want to spend that much for such a little amount. So I mean, it was only like this big, and that just doesn't seem like enough food for me. Like I might have to do, I got two of them, so I might have to eat both of them. You know, which was like $30 for the two.
Ugh,
Yeah. So I'd rather do like a chuck roast steak
yeah.
and spend half the money. Hello, Helen. How are you doing? And we all saw Helen 2 weeks ago or two interviews ago um, on my channel. So welcome back.
I want to have iguana for dinner today. I'm going to head over to the canal in a little bit.
That's cool. See, that's why Milton's resting so he can attack the iguana for you.
Look at this cat. I mean, it's like, isn't he the funniest thing ever?
And he's cute. He's the cutest. So, as you know, I did adapt it a little bit, but I'm pretty much on line diet right now, and but I have adapted it where I do have coffee. I ever since I fell asleep at work, I just couldn't get away from the coffee. I'm going to try to get away from it, but right now I just think it's better that I don't. Once we start the new schedule for me, I think that might help. Just the overnights, I probably overdid it for me, and then and I add butter back in um, to it because I just feel that I need more fat. Like even though I'm putting bison tallow in with my meats um, and soaking it, I just feel I need more. So I'm just trying to add back in the butter. The only problem I have with the butter though is it melt. It kind of gets like soft and rendered so quickly. Even though I
Hmm.
separate it from the plate with the hot food, it still doesn't. It like has like maybe like a 15-minute lifespan on the plate being cold.
Yeah.
And I don't chew that fast. So
You
I
don't want
mean,
to see how fast I eat.
well, my goal is just not to choke. I mean, I just want to enjoy it, and I think that's part of the process is just savoring what you're eating, you
Right.
know, and if I eat really fast, I'm not really savoring it. And I've always eaten fast in the past. And yes, I know, I realize I just rhymed, but
I know. I've always eaten fast. My parents tell me you shouldn't eat that fast. It's not good for you.
yeah,
Then they used to tell me, well, if you eat fast, you'll gain weight. I said, oh, that's good. So I ate even faster. Didn't work.
yeah. I mean, I remember we used to have this type of dishes. I don't know if you remember it or not, but it's called false graft. Have you ever heard of them? Okay, so it's like more. It's like dishware made from stone.
Really?
Yeah, and I have like one bowl, but I kind of want to get a plate. The bowl might work, but cutting on it might not. If that makes any sense, unless I pre-cut it and then put the pieces in the bowl. But
Hmm.
to actually put the bowl in the freezer and keep the bowl cold because
Huh.
it can actually be kept cold. So I thought that might help my butter last. Like just do everything last minute, but put it in the cold bowl at the last minute. From the refrigerator. Type
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
So either that or get a false graft plate or a stone plate that
Hmm.
can go in the freezer, be safe, and as long as there's room in there. Because right now I have so my roommate has like a lot of frozen stuff that we actually separated freezers. I have my own freezer and he has his own freezer.
Oh,
Technically, the only thing I do keep in his freezer is the bones that I have from the bone-in steaks that I bought. So
I can only imagine what kind of stuff somebody else would keep in a freezer.
I don't need to imagine. I already know.
Bunch
Well,
of boxes.
a lot of it's what he's been getting since like that I was getting him, and like now he's getting everything himself. I still cook for him,
Well.
but he is doing his own food, which is good. Um,
Hmm.
but he does do a lot of because it's hard for him to cook. So it's mostly because I don't think he is able knows how, for the most part. So he does mostly TV dinners and stuff like that, which is probably not the best for him. But cooking wise, it's the easiest.
I never
So,
understood why people think cooking is hard. It's very simple.
oh,
You,
it is. It's very
yeah,
very simple, but
you put the food in the pot, you walk away when it smells good, it's ready. That's it.
yeah. Well, I think his and I don't want to talk too much about him, but I think his thing is the Parkinson's. It's just the shaking and
Right.
everything. So I think that's more. You know, I mean, he probably does know. He just how do I cook frozen burger patties in the air fryer? Well, first I make sure to separate them. I actually have a special tool. It's like a paint scraper, but it's not been used for anything but this. And I just pry the pieces open, do about four burger patties. I throw it. Well, I shouldn't say throw it. My aim's not that good. I put them in the air fryer, put a little bison tallow, a dollop of bison tallow in with it, and I cook it for about 15 minutes from frozen. And that's my method of cooking my burger patties.
I've cooked frozen burger patties on the stove. It's not that hard either.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just like to use my air fryer as much as I can. Because I really, right now, I'm not eating chicken or anything like that. Once I do, I'll go back to doing chicken in the air fryer too.
Yeah.
But I do it about 340. I set it at the meat temperature, and I just leave it at the 340 for that. I mean, it doesn't come out like, like you might want to go a little bit longer because, I like it a little rare. But if you don't
Yep.
like it rare, then, you might want to go either a little bit longer, or a little bit higher temperature. That's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know what GB stands for, but that's cool. Hello Smoothie 42, and I'm sorry if I hello Bob. Semi-retired Bob is on the chat.
Hey,
Another famous person
that's right.
or infamous.
That's right. And one of the ones is not afraid of me either.
No, most of us aren't afraid of you. We're just afraid of Milton. So,
Well, there's certain channels that'll talk about me a lot, and Bob is one of them.
hmm.
Oh, Milton.
Is he awake?
Well, he's stretched all the way out. It looks like he's asleep, but cats are never completely asleep.
No, they're very easily startled.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So my next live won't be until Aaron. I don't think I'm doing one tomorrow or Wednesday. So
Mm-hmm.
when Aaron comes on, will be the next live that we do. So I hope you guys all come on. I mean, not come on, but you know what I mean, go in the chats.
Yeah.
Semi-retired Bob says he's afraid of you, that you could kick his butt.
Well, he's probably right about that.
Yeah, it's funny. Aaron actually messaged me on Instagram that she wasn't sure if I had her email or not. So she was like, pretty much like saying that she could do an interview. So we just set the time up and everything.
It's good.
So that's good.
I might be the only person in the world that doesn't use Instagram.
No, you probably aren't the only person, but so many of them use Instagram for the wrong reasons, though. Like they
Oh,
get fooled by it. They just like, same thing with Facebook. Like it depends on how you get fooled by all these stupid ads and stuff like that. And,
I can't believe anybody would be fooled by those. I know I did
yeah,
Facebook before. All those
people
fake
are.
profiles.
Yeah, I mean, I know a few people that they're like, oh my god, this person's doing this and this person's. I'm like, it's not real.
I know people, they get these so-called girls that want to join. They want to, what is it, have them like, what do they call that on Facebook? Facebook friends, I think it is. And I said, oh, it's an
Oh
ad.
yeah,
They're like, no, it's a real person. I said, that's an ad. You have 2 or 3 pictures, it's always showing what I mean, it's so stupid. I'm like, why do you waste your time with this nonsense? But they seem to waste time on it.
yeah. I used to just to fool around. I used to do those like dating things of like people like it's like somebody else that's on
Oh,
there, but just to have some fun. And I had one girl one time, which was probably not a girl. It was probably like some like fat middle
somebody
aged
in
man.
Africa.
But she's like going, and I actually let it go for quite a while. And she goes to me, she goes, yeah, by the way, I was wondering if I could borrow like $10,000 because my mom passed away and she's in a different country and they're holding her hostage in my country. I'm just like, really? like some of the things they come up with to get money, like it's like, oh, I care about you, and I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm like, do you really think I'm falling for that? Like, really, Like, I'm just having fun with you. I know I can be mean sometimes. I really can be.
Might as well have fun with it. You can't get upset
Yeah.
about it. Doesn't do any good.
It doesn't. As long as you don't fall into the trap. That's the whole thing. It's doing it without actually falling into the trap.
The only
I mean,
thing worse
obviously,
The only thing worse than that are the televangelists, people that I know that watch those silly religious channels, and then they're always begging for money. And I always joke, I said, well, if the guy wants so much money, he could just go to God and the money's just going to fall on him. They tell you, give me your money so you can get a blessing. Hey, how about you go get the blessing yourself? Cut the middleman. It's
yep.
ridiculous.
Well, I remember. Okay, and I'm not trying to put him down or anything like that. I'm only going by what I heard. Okay, which is what any of us can do. Correct. So I used to listen because my boss one time made a point that made sense to me. But I used to follow Joel Osteen or whatever his name is. Not follow him in the way of like being ritual, but I would just every once in a while listen to him. And I actually did believe I actually agreed with him when he said that God, is a loving God, that God does not judge and stuff like that. So I sort of agree with that philosophy. And my boss was like, I'm like, oh, you follow him. And he goes, well, yeah, anybody can fill a football stadium. I'm gonna watch. So I'm like, okay, that makes a good point. Like how many evangelists can fill a football stadium. And so I'd watch them and everything like that. And then one day, I forget which storm it was. It was one of the hurricanes or something like that. And there were people that were like out of their homes, and supposedly, even all the money he's getting, he refused to let anybody into the church.
That's right.
And that was like, okay, that's not an act of God. Like you should be welcoming everybody, even if it's overfilling your church. You should be welcoming people into your church.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a little that was a little unbecoming for me. And
Mm-hmm.
you know I mean, like I said, it's not that I'm overly religious or anything, but at the time I needed something to believe in, and he just made the most sense when he said, like, God does not judge. Doesn't matter what denomination you are, doesn't matter any of that. And when he was saying stuff like that, I was like, oh, okay, this guy does seem pretty good. But then when he did that, that changed my mind. Yeah.
Every time that I've seen Joel Osteen on TV, I keep thinking he's trying to sell me a car. And the sad thing is, there's a lot of people on the internet that are like that. It's like these motivational speakers. In fact, that's one of the things I've been criticizing even some people in the carnivore community over there putting up the show with the dramatic music. And it's like, oh, I got the same vibes that you get from some of these televangelists. So I'm very critical of those people. And I'm like you, I can spot them a mile away.
Sandy goes, are they blackmailing your friend, Jesus? I don't know how to answer that there, Sandy. You would have to ask God that question. But yeah, okay, that makes it even sadder, Smoothie. He says he closed the church because he just put new carpet in the church. LOL. How true that is, I don't know, but that makes it even sadder.
That used to be an arena. I mean, it's funny.
Oh, the church it used to be like a football stadium or something like that.
Yeah,
It's
it was an arena. Arena
like
like
in Lakewood,
Lakewood Church.
yeah, Lakewood Church, but I'm trying to think of what state it's in.
Is it in Texas?
Maybe. We have a Lakewood here in New Jersey, so,
Oh, I
but it's
think
nothing like the Lakewood there. Lakewood, New Jersey is probably not the best area in the
yeah.
world. I mean, not to, not being racist or anything like that or prejudiced. I'm not trying to be, but most of Lakewood is owned by the Hasidic Jews, and my sister actually did some real estate with them, and they pretty much just buy property like in groups.
Hmm.
And they have money. They can do. But she said when you go into Lakewood, like into their area, it's like going back to the 50s.
Hmm.
Like you see kids playing stickball in the street, and
Hmm.
and stuff like that, and it's a whole different atmosphere.
Hmm. Well, Osteen's Church is in Houston, Texas. I just looked it up.
Houston, Texas. Okay,
Milton,
the Lakewood Church. Okay.
Lakewood Church. Yep. I think it was a basketball arena, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's still sad there, Smoothie. Didn't want to get dirty from the hurricane. It's still pretty sad. Here's a religious guy supposed to be like all man is valuable, and it's like no, no, no. You stay out in the hurricane there. We're not going to let you in because I don't want to get my carpet dirty. I mean, not to be mean, but that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Juliet. Juliet is saying hello. She popped in to say hi before next meeting. So, Juliet, I got a few more guesses from yours. So, we got a few people on here. Oh, actually, Rick, we got a few more people on here, so I could ask the question again, can't I?
Yeah.
All right. So, I just had my blood work done today. So soon I'm going to get my new A1C and see what my new baseline is. It was 7.6. Now I'm going to ask you guys to let me know what you think it is now. Go. Just kidding. It's like beat the race, Yes, you can eat pork rinds on carnivore, but just be careful of the ingredients. Like look at the ingredients on the bag, because some companies will put stuff like seasonings and stuff like that in them. But if you just get pork rinds that just have pork rind and salt, you should be fine. Well, that's what we're doing. Hey, John Beatty Art, how you doing? 3 months, and it was 7.6 last base. And I know Papa Carnivore wants to answer this question, so. I need a little bit more than just 5 something or 6 something. Give me a 6 point something. My A1C was 7.6.
You're a good kitty.
Okay, so John says 6.7.
Mm-hmm.
And just in case I get another, I only have one John on here, I think, but just in case. Smoothie says 6.4. And we're still waiting on Papa's number. And there's other people on here that haven't answered yet. Bob, if you're still here, I haven't gotten your answer, and yours is probably the one I would really like to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, your A1C that you just got taken today was 7.6. Well, my A1C 3 months ago was 7.6. I don't know what my A1C is yet today. That's what you're guessing. Like, I'm probably not going to get the results until either tomorrow or Wednesday. I just went to the blood work and got the work done today. But you will see the video as soon as I get the results. And you get to see the lamb that I actually bought. Lamb breast. About this big. About as long as my arm.
Yummy, yummy.
Yep. Helen guesses 6.9. Man, I like how most of these guesses are in the 6 range, so that's good that I'm getting out of the 7s.
Right.
But so far, my favorite is Dustin's 5.3. I just love that number, and I hope and pray that he's right, but I don't think he is. I don't think I'm there yet.
I have no idea what mine would be.
Yours would probably be like 5.1 at least.
Oh, okay.
I would think. I mean, I can't, unless you have like a high blood sugar, but like, but doesn't really affect you that much. It's not going to be in the fives yet. I get that, Peter. What I don't get is what you think the number's going to be. um, yes, two of you did say 6.9. You and Helen Juliet. So I guess great minds think alike. Mine was 5.1. But what do you think mine's going to be, Amy? I'll take 6.8. Okay. All right. So Papa thinks it's going to be 6.8. So I'm waiting on Amy and I'm waiting on Bob. Like I said, Bob is someone I'd like to find out what he thinks. And Helen says that she'll find pork flavored rinds with chili and lemon at Booty
Hmm.
Goat.
Huh.
Is your dryer done? Did you hear that? Oh, I just heard a buzzer.
Oh,
Is that you or me?
wasn't me.
All right, I'm going to mute myself for a second, but I'm going to do it as soon as that sound comes back. Yeah, Tanya said she heard it too.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like somebody just like a kitchen buzzer or something. Oh, Aaron, what do you think my number's going to be? Don't be shy. Just say any number. If you say a high number, I'll be very upset, but I'll forgive you.
Hmm.
I think it's gonna be like 500. I would be dead if that was the case.
Cute little Milton. Look at that
Never
Milton.
mind losing my toes. I probably would lose my everything.
Spontaneously combust.
Yeah, be like little. I become a blob. I would just like lose all my muscles and bones, and I would just be the new. I'd be the new carnivore blob.
You'd be like the old, remember the old cameras where they had the powder in the tray, and to
Yeah.
flash it, they'd push a button, it goes poof. That would be
Yep,
you.
that would be me. That'd be me. I'd be like, what happens if your A1C gets to over 500? I mean, considering it's usually a point something, I think 500 would definitely not even be reachable. And I'm not going to try to go 500 for anyone to see. That would be suicide.
Yes.
Erin has us on mute, so she's not even listening to us. Thanks, Erin. I appreciate that.
What's the point?
Just watching us make movements and stuff. So if you have to, for Erin's sake, just like stick out your tongue and stuff. So then or do something weird, like like do close visions of Milton, like going close to the camera, like. There you go. The cat and Aaron are probably both like, "What the hell?"
Pause. You're a sweetheart. You should have
So,
seen.
I'm sorry.
You should have seen when he was angry. He was the most vicious animal you've ever seen. He was hissing and growling and trying to get me. Now look at him, totally harmless.
Well, yeah, because when you first went to him, he didn't know what was going on. Now he knows, and he knows you're not a threat. So of course he's going to be nice to you.
This cat was
He's
really
like,
fierce. You should have seen how angry he was. I mean, I didn't even want to get near him. Yeah.
uh, So we got a lot of people in the. I've been getting a lot more people in the chats, which is good.
Yeah, I wonder why.
No, I don't know. I think people just have nothing better to do than to watch me. No, I'm actually very grateful for it. I really am.
Well, you notice it in the carnivore community. Once you get in, when you're the new guy, everybody kind of like wants to meet up with you and they want to communicate. It's like we love having new people in this group. And that's a great trait about it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So Papa Carnivore, I think he mentioned it on Mitch today, or was it Kilts, that he bought a pork shoulder for 69 cents a pound.
That was Papa Carnivore.
Yeah, well, he just mentioned it again. Um, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, I'm not eating pork right now, but that's a pretty good deal.
I bought a few of them from Winn Dixie myself.
Yeah. Was that where he got it, or no?
Yeah, that they had it on sale.
Okay, Tanya. Well, I'm glad you're here, even if it is in the background. So, like right now, I'm doing the coaching course for Dr. Kiltz, and I think I overkilled on the reading. I think I overshot.
Oh wow.
So, but I like to finish what I started and make sure that I get what I need to get done. So, I probably will end this live a little bit early so I can get back because one of the assignments
Good
that
idea.
Nelson wants me to well, not just me. I mean, he's not like singling me out and saying, "Tom, you're the only one that has to do this. Everybody else doesn't have to do it." But is to read Kiltz's Keto's Carnivore. So to read the book pretty much from stem to stern. So it's
Okay.
going to take a little, you know.
Well, if you got the time and your money, you might as well do it.
Yeah. Well, Ollie gave me a payment plan, so that's the only reason why I'm able to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, all right. So thank you, Papa Carnivore. Thank you for saying that I'm handsome, and
Just telling the truth.
thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know why I'm single either. I'm just looking for the right carnivore girlfriend.
I know why I'm single.
You have Milton. That's why.
Well,
Milton's your companion. So,
all you got to do is look at my refrigerator and you'll see why I'm single.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure the iguanas have something to say.
Various wildlife in the refrigerator. Ducks, iguanas, chickens, squirrels, squabs. You never know what's going to be in there. If it's
So,
roadkill, it's on the menu.
so how often do you take naps at all, Rick? And how often do you do if you do? I mean, I do. If I feel tired, I'll take a nap.
I generally don't. I mean, if I want to take a nap, what I have to do, I would have to go into a classroom and listen to a lecture and get bored out of my mind. Or maybe I could
Oh, so
probably
you're just
turn
going
on.
to get tired.
Well, that's true, but a lot of times I'll go all day. But sometimes when I have nothing to do and I'm just listening to somebody else, I will fall asleep. But it's not a really good nap. It's kind of like you fall asleep and then wake up and you fall asleep. It's impossible for me to sit down and take a nap unless I'm sick. Because most of the time, let's say I want to take a nap, I'll sit down and I'll go, you know what? I got this to do. I got that to do. And I'm like, let me just go outside and get it done. That's usually what happens.
So Papa says that you're single because you look like a serial killer and lives in a haunted abandoned house.
That is true. I
Yeah.
wonder what serial killer I look like.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you grew a beard, and then Sandy follows with Milton wouldn't like a girl around Rick, so probably would be that jealousy thing. With
Okay,
Milton.
well, then we'll just have to get something other than a girl, right?
Yeah, or just get a girl from Milton. So then that way, you
Well,
know,
that's after Milton gets
like
his.
get a girl that has a girl cat,
Well,
after he's fixed,
yeah, after he's fixed, because right now
and
Milton,
make sure she's fixed too.
well, that is true too.
Yeah, you know. Well, I don't know. Did I think I told it to a few people, but I don't know if I've ever told it in my lives. But my we used to have a Siamese cat. Um, my parents, and I was about like it was when we were still living in Virginia, so it was before I was. We moved here in New Jersey when I was like 7, and um, we had a cat named Princess, right? And she used to play and get frisky with this cat named Snowball, this beautiful white Persian cat. And we never really saw the cat from a close up. It was always very far, but you could tell it was a Persian white cat. And it would always, and when I say frisky, if you know what I mean, like you'd always see them, and you'd have to yell at it, like be like, Princess, come on, get out here. Well, a while later, we found out that Snowball was also a female.
I've seen that with ducks.
Yeah, but I
I've
guess they really don't care the gender of each other, so.
I've had male ducks that prefer other male ducks. It's quite funny.
Milton eats meat, carnivore. Yes, that's why Milton has such a good disposition because he eats the meat.
Yeah, that's why he's so lean. He's not like the fat cats. I got some friends that have fat cats. Those things are pathetic looking.
Oh, I've seen some really like it's like this. They plop.
Yeah. When they walk and their fur drags on the ground, that's pretty embarrassing.
So John Beatty's asking if we ever saw the dog commercials where the food is better than the human food. Yeah, probably.
I don't know. The ones I remember was the one with a chuck wagon. The dog would chase around the chuck wagon. I don't know if that was Mighty
Oh,
Dog or
that's
Chuck.
great. No, something gravy.
Oh,
Um, yeah, because remember, it used to, like you add water to it and gave like that gravy.
yeah, but
Um,
there was one that they had like a branding iron and they branded the
yeah.
can that said 100% beef or something.
Oh, that. Yeah.
It might have been Mighty
Um,
Dog.
might have been. Yeah. But I remember with the wagon, and they went inside the wagon, and
Right, right.
the gravy train. Thank you, John, and thank you, Juliet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know Carrie just did a video on making carnivore gravy, so
Yeah, I saw that. I stopped watching Carrie's videos because I can't comment on them. So,
yeah. I mean, what's the point?
yeah.
I mean, not that I made a comment on that one, but I just, um, I mean, I don't always comment. Like depends if I have something to say. It's
I always have something to say. That's my problem.
it's like, "Ah!"
Well,
Yeah,
the good thing is when Carrie is on your channel, then I will be able to comment.
that
So
is
he
true.
can't stop that.
No, you can't. Can't. Gravy Train dog. That I haven't seen that in years. That
Hmm.
commercial, the Gravy Train.
You probably find it on YouTube.
All right, so I want to put this on the thing because I want to make sure I can read it completely. All right. See, because the things go so fast, I miss them. My dogs get offended, kibble. They don't eat it. They eat what the kids don't. They look really healthy. Okay,
Hmm.
so I get what she's saying that they eat the meat, and they eat what the kids don't eat. I get that. But how do you know they're offended by the kibble? Like, do they like make they like roll their eyes when they see it? Like, how are they like, oh my god damn it, kibble again? Like, oh my god, yeah.
A friend of mine just tried to give Milton some dry cat food, and it was so funny because Milton wouldn't even look at it. He's like, "What is that?" So you know where the dry cat food went to? I'll give you one guess.
The trash.
No, not the trash.
Okay.
Think
Out in
about
the
it.
garden to help you grow your bananas?
No, but I think about, you know, whenever I want to get rid of something, what do I say? It's like the F word, but with a D instead.
Oh, duck food. Okay.
Duck food. I took it to the canal and fed it to the ducks.
Okay.
They ate it. The chickens eat it too, you know. Parking lot chicken will eat dry cat food.
Yeah, I can see that.
And
Sandy says litter box. So,
rotten fruit, you can give the fruit that's half spoiled, you can give to the iguanas. They eat that too.
so did I ever? I probably haven't, and if I have, I apologize. But um, right after my mom passed away, I actually we used to when she was alive, we used to go to radiation for her, and right after radiation, we would go to we'd go to McDonald's right nearby, and I'd usually get I was kind of going off the buns and everything, so I would get a burger and take it off the bun, and she would get ever what she would get, that
Hmm.
would make her happy. And when she passed away, I was in that area, so I was like, you know what, just out of nostalgia, I'll go, just one last time in memory of my mom. So I went there, and I got the burgers, and I didn't ask for no bun. I just would take it off myself because I just didn't want it at that time. I just didn't want to deal with people like thinking it was weird or anything like that. So I took off the bun and I threw it out the window for the seagulls
Hmm.
because what would the shore be like if they didn't have seagulls? And
Wouldn't eat it.
yeah, they literally like they went to it. They put it in their mouth and like literally spit it out.
That's what the ducks do with McDonald's buns. It's funny.
Well, that's what they were, McDonald's buns. And it's like, okay, what the hell is in these McDonald's buns? That because don't birds usually eat bread?
They love it. They love it.
So what is in these buns that that scares the birds?
I wonder that too because every time I try to eat a McDonald's burger, I get McDiarrhea. I tell everybody it's like having a laxative.
Yeah, I haven't had McDonald's burgers in quite a while because I know. I mean, I guess in an emergency, like if I'm at a McDonald's and like there's no other place near me or something like that, like if I'm with my family and they go to McDonald's, I guess I will have the burgers just because what else can I have?
Hmm.
But especially if I'm really hungry. But I do think that they season them a little too much, and I can feel the seasoning. Um,
Well,
so
I've
I try not to get them. I'd rather have no I'd rather season my. I'm not saying I'm against seasoning, but I'd rather season myself than to, just some salt, basically.
when they used to have on Wednesday, they had some kind of special for 19 cents or something. They had hamburgers. I did an experiment. I ate the meat out of those burgers, and it had no bad effect on me. It tasted a little weird, but it didn't bother me. But then when I tried to eat a couple of complete burgers, I had violent, and I mean violent diarrhea 3 hours after.
Yeah.
So that was an experiment. I did it a couple of times and it was always the same thing. Same thing with pizza. If I eat a couple of slices of pizza, I'm going to have the most violent diarrhea I've ever had in my life. And plus, the pizza tastes nasty anyway. Now, pacemaker pizza, that's a good one. I love the taste of it. It never gives me diarrhea.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question because you're pretty knowledgeable in these kind of things. So, before I do that, so Papa Garnivore just said that McDonald's burgers are clean on no seed oils, which I pretty much already knew. It's more the spices that I just like the pepper and stuff like that. I'd rather just have salt. Um, but yeah, I heard that they are pretty clean for the most part. But the thing is, okay, I also heard that Wendy's is pretty clean. But
They
then
are.
when somebody asked about the Wendy's, they said some of them still coat the grill with like some Pam, like with some like seed oil. So
Mm.
even though they don't, if you get what I'm saying, like you know, so I think you have to know like more about and get like the right answer, not just get like the You know,
Well,
and I think you're still rolling the dice no matter what you do.
the Wendy's around the corner from me, I knew somebody that was a manager, and I asked him, I said, what do they put on the griddle? And they said, nothing. It's just those square patties. The fat
Hmm.
renders out and they cook in that. They don't use any seed oils. All the seed oils they use there are for the fries, for the nuggets, and all the other crap. But the
Yeah.
burger's separate. So this one
Well,
over
I mean,
here is
in
fine.
this case, it was a different Wendy's. Like it was, like some most of them would do what they said, but then they went to another Wendy's and they're like, "Well, this is what we do."
Hmm.
So, what my point is that it depends. Like, not every store will follow that trait. You know, like you might get a manager that's like, "Oh, well, I think seed oils would be the best thing to have," and they just don't get it.
Right.
And then so it's good to know not only what type of restaurant you're going to, but that look if it's a franchise, which one of the franchises, because the one down the road might be a little problematic, but the one
Hmm.
two blocks down the road on the other direction might actually be great.
Right.
You know, so,
Or, people could just cook on their engine or carry a portable grill.
yeah. I mean, I think one of the things I think most of us learn how to do is cook ourselves.
In fact,
Yeah.
if anybody wanted to sponsor on my channel, if they made a portable grill, that would be something they could send me because I use one all the time, or I use the engine. But nobody makes a good engine cooker. I mean, they do sell the muff pot for ATVs, but it's a little expensive. Somebody needs to make another engine cooking pot. I think that'd be a good product. Maybe I should sell it.
Yeah.
Of course,
Find
nobody
out
would.
about it.
Nobody would buy
Maybe
from me.
maybe you could find like how Mitch has the links. Maybe you could find it, get it on Amazon, and make a connection with them to sell it on your channel.
Yeah, except I hate Amazon, but oh well.
Well, I mean, I just couldn't think of any other platform that people buy off of. But I mean, I have problems with Amazon too. Every single time I buy something on Amazon, 90% of the time they put the card through, and then like it doesn't like nothing happens, and then
Ugh,
I find out that they never put it through, but yet they put it through. It's kind of weird, and it's almost like they're trying to charge me twice.
yeah.
Sorry about that. Just losing a lung and
Okay.
and everything. So the question I was about to ask you was this. Okay. So the clock, it's getting harder and harder to declog my toilet. Like right now, I just use the plunger, and this time it didn't really work the first time. I had to do it more than normal. And I'm thinking I might have to get a plumber to declog it. How
Hmm.
much would you say that would cost?
Uh, Plumbers around
And
here
don't
typically it's going
and
to
don't say
be
$80,000 because I don't have
no, no,
that.
no.
Okay.
$150 is pretty much what they do to remove the toilet if you can get an honest plumber. But some of those plumbers out there are like, ugh, really
Yeah.
expensive. But normally you'd have to remove the toilet and look down in the bend and see if there's something in there. And then you might have to take the toilet outside and clean it out with a hose,
Mm.
backflow it. That's what I do with the rental units. I do a lot of these rental units. They got a toilet problem. I unbolt the toilet, I take it outside and stick a hose in it and wash it all out. I found everything in there from diapers and tampons to toothbrushes. I found a golf ball in the toilet. That was another one. There's like two golf balls. And then the last one was some kind of mesh. I don't know, like a hair mesh or whatever. I guess a net. That was a nightmare.
Mm. Yeah, John said something about snaking it. And
They
I actually
sell
have a tool for snaking it myself, but it just for some reason it won't go down the actual tool unless I'm going down the wrong part of the pipe.
You have to buy the special toilet snake. It has a little crank on it
That's
and
what
it
I
has
have.
Oh, okay. So you should be able to shove that down there and twist it and it should go in.
Yeah, for some reason it's not going any further unless I'm doing it wrong.
Are you
But
pushing it in as you crank it or how you doing it?
I'm trying to. It just won't. It just kind of bends as I do it, and it's not.
There must be something jammed in there because it should go right through. If the snake won't go through, you got something in that toilet blocking it up.
Mm. Then I probably do need to get something. And all right. I mean, obviously, I don't have that much money. I get paid about, if I work the hours I'm supposed to work, I get about 200 a week. So,
Yeah.
give or take. Like like this week, I only worked 4 hours, so I don't think I'm going to get $200 for this
If
paycheck coming up.
if you were in a house, I would just say get the garden hose, bring it in the bathroom window, and jam it as far as you can in the toilet, and turn the water on, and see if you can backflow whatever it is out of there.
No, it's an apartment, and
Yeah.
I could ask my landlord, but last time I had a clog problem, he pretty much said it's my responsibility. So,
Hmm.
because the clog, I guess theoretically, is not caused by somebody outside. If it was caused by an outside source, then that'd be a different story. But if there's a clog, then it's pretty much like, oh, it's your fault why there's a clog. Which,
Well, if you have a clog in the main line, your bathroom sink and your shower won't drain. If the shower and the sink
yeah,
drain, then it's something in the toilet, and that's usually your problem.
right, and that's why because the sink is draining, and
Yeah.
so is the tub. So it's and like the toilet does flush. It
Mhm.
just it I have to use the plunger to get it. Like I had to flush it twice, and this time 3 times in
Right.
order to get it to you know just it's not flushing the way it should. Let's put it that way.
You can also check
So
the water level.
going back to
Check the water level in your tank. Make sure it's high enough.
you know what yeah, I think I might have an idea that might make it go higher. I actually have something to displace it a little bit
Hmm.
because I read like that was so maybe if I take that out and get the water to go a little bit more, maybe that would help with the pressure.
That could be it.
That's actually pretty good. That could be yeah. I'll do that before I do gravity flush. I'm not sure what that means, but John, you seem a little bit more knowledgeable than I am. Um, and just to he learned in the Philippines.
Hmm.
So just to say a voice hi. Terry Sue came into the chats before. Sorry I didn't say hello to you before, Terry Sue. And Lexus Jones.
Hmm.
So it's always good to see Lexi.
Hmm. She's everywhere now.
She's been a lot of places lately.
That's right.
So that's pretty cool. Um, I know exactly how she feels. Like you're kind of hidden, you're kind of like behind the scenes and stuff like that, and just getting yourself out there and just voicing your you know it's hard, but at the same time it's so. I'm trying to think of who just said this because part of the name got hidden. John Beatty, art again. Using a bucket of water to dump into the toilet and force it all down. That's the way most people living there flush their toilets. Okay. Um, I'm not sure who said this. Like I said, the part of the name. Oh, Sandy. Normally it is, but like Rick was just saying as well, because it's coming from the toilet alone, it's more proof that the clog is coming from my end. And since that's the case, it's not really the responsibility of the apartment for them to fix the problem if I'm the one who caused it in the first place.
It's often specified in the contract. At least it is
Yeah,
down here.
yeah, yeah. And at the time when I asked, I didn't really realize that. But yeah, they have it in the lease that
Hmm.
like damage caused by the tenant is the tenant's responsibility too.
Right.
And like you said, if it was everything, then it would be a clog
Hmm.
from outside source. But the fact is now I'm not saying that my drains are quick, but they are going down. I mean, they probably could be quicker. But they are going down. Like my tub, if I was to fill it up and drain the water, it would probably take about 5 minutes to drain rather than 2 minutes. Type thing. So it's just.
Hmm.
But I'm just noticing my toilet is a lot more. And I could be. I don't really know why it's doing. To be honest with you. I'm not sure how old it is, John. Like I said, I can only go by what their landlord told me, and I'm not, I need my apartment, so I can't really fight it. So, you know, I mean, I'll just deal with it and hope, as long as it doesn't cost me over like $80,000 to,
No,
that's, or even over $1,000. I don't think I could do either one.
shouldn't be nowhere near that.
Well, like I said, I'm not sure who said this. I'm not saying I'm gonna. I'm just saying I've already talked to them and I've already asked them, and that was their answer. That is my responsibility to take care of it.
Hmm.
So, you know, which can make it pretty problematic to be here in the first place. But like I said, it is what it is, and I get a pretty good deal on the rent. Normally, they ask for about $1,900 for, or probably about $2,000 for my space, and I'm paying 1425. So, I think that alone makes it where, you know, I don't know if that's true or not, but that just seems like the case.
Hmm.
If we're giving you a good deal, so, it's telling my roommate if they decide to charge me $1,900, well, then okay, come here and fix up the place like you did all the other apartments you're trying to get that much money out of.
Right.
Like I want new cabinets, I want new floors, I want new ceilings, new
Hmm.
windows, new toilet, everything.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, when you live by the shore, John, it's not cheap to live here. Um, I mean, like 1425 is a pretty good steal, um,
Hmm.
near the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay, so somebody just said something, and then the chat just changed. There's got to be an easier way to scroll. All right, my stomach just told me that it's about time to end the chat, end the live. I do apologize, everybody. So I will see you guys again on Thursday. It'll be me and Aaron. So please come on, watch Booby Goats on my live at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and hopefully you guys will see the video before that, and we will see who actually was the closest to the win. All right. So live, love, and heal, and for God's sakes, people, eat meat.
Absolutely.